does smell good, though.
Yeah, it's good, right?
I love a bit of turkey.
Thank you, gentlemen.
That's very nice. Hey, great. Are you missing Thanksgiving, though? Do you normally celebrate a big style back home in the US of A?
Yeah, we usually have a thing. I usually spend it at my best friend's house.
So you have you have all the trim, all the spread, all
everything, probably like, 15, 16 people.
Wow, that's a big deal then.
But this is really good, man. Have you tried this?
No, you know what?
You should check it out, though, really. Your people did a good job.
It's lovely.
Yeah.
You know, it's been there since last week.
Has it?
We got the dates later.
It's nice to be here, man. Thank you for having me. I'm sorry if I seem a little, like, tired.
You don't seem tired.
I don't?
No.
You sure?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've never seen you perky.
Ah, there you go. Jet lag.
Are you a fan of the television show Top Gear?
We know who Clarkson is in America. We know who Top Gear is in America.
Yeah, so you can't hide.
But I didn't recognize him without the the fro,
well, now he looks like an old lady, really, didn't he? He's got an old lady.
Different anyway.
Yeah. Are you a car enthusiast yourself?
Motorcycle enthusiast.
But I understand motorcycles, here's the thing, my wife won't let me get a motorcycle.
Really?
Well, I've got scooters, I know, but she won't let me, she says they're too dangerous.
Well, they're dangerous, but they're not too dangerous if you know what you're doing.
If you know, but don't you have to worry about the other people? Isn't that what the worry is?
If you get in an accident on a motorcycle, it's your fault. It's not anybody else's fault.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you go riding with? Do you have a kind of a posse?
I have a club. I'm part of a club called the Guggenheim Motorcycle Club. Okay. And
that sounds quite upmarket. Doesn't sound like Hell's Angels.
Oh, no. It's billionaires and movie stars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. So there's you with Dennis Hopper, Jeremy Irons. They're part of the same club?
Those are my motorcycle brothers.
Wow.
Yeah. I've known Dennis a long time, man.
I've met him once very briefly. He's one of those guys who I think people think he's going to be a bit crazy, but he isn't,
No, he's really quite normal now. Okay. He used to be crazy.
You know how many crazy he is?
I knew him when I met him. Dennis was at the height of his madness. When I met Dennis when I was doing Apocalypse Now, which is
of course
in the 70s, when I was like 15, 16.
Yeah, now how does that happen that a kid of, you were like 14 when you auditioned for that,
I was 14 when I auditioned. I was 15 when I got the gig. The movie came out when I was 17. So
wow, look, there's young Laurence there. Man, look at you, they're just a baby. Guy. But they must have known you a kid. Is it legal to take a 15-year-old away and make a film with him? Yeah. Because you went to the Philippines, didn't you? I mean, what did you do? You just phoned and said, Mum, I'm going to be home late?
Actually, Mom was with me, so
I see.
that's kind of what made it legal.
Okay. Well, I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
How did that come about, though? What a huge part to get, a huge part to be
I don't know. I mean, I think it was, I auditioned, I went to this interview, and Francis Coppola was there, and Fred Roos, the producer, were there, and they were asking me questions, and I was lying. They were like, how old are you? I was like, 16.
Yeah.
But there was a secretary who came in very briefly, and on her way out, Francis looked at her and said, excuse me, do you think this kid could be 18? And whoever this woman was, sweet woman, God bless you wherever you are, she turned around, looked at me, and went, yeah, I guess so.
Wow, and that's why you got the part?
I think that's part of it.
Well, you must have been an actor as well, of course, but that...
I might have had some acting chops, but I think it was my youth, really.
But you know what? You look really young there. I mean, you know, you look like some kids at 14, 15, they could pass for 18 or 20. I think you look 14 or 15 there. Had you developed fully as a man yet, or would you become a grown-up person?
What are you trying to say, man? What are you trying to ask me, Jonathan?
Was everything in the position that it later settled in?
Had my ghoulies dropped? Is that what you're asking?
And your voice.
No, all of that happened while I was doing it.
So you went out there, really, the boy, and you came back very much the man?
I did, yeah. I grew 6 inches.
Wow.
I grew 6 inches.
What an experience.
I know.
Wow. Okay, so presumably, at that age, your parents must have approved of you acting. If your mum was happy to
Yeah,
go
my
out
mom
do
was
that.
kind of a stage mom, you know, so she was really into it, you know. And God bless her for being into it. I mean, she recognized that I had some gifts, and she was, you know, courageous enough to actually let me pursue them. So.
And what about your dad? Was he behind you as well?
My old man was behind me, but it was not his world. He was, you know, he had a real gig.
He worked in the police force or the jail?
He worked for the Department of Corrections in New York City, but for juveniles.
Ah.
So for bad kids. And his gig was to take kids from court to jail and back.
Man.
So there was, you know, I made my first movie when I was 12. And after my first movie, he said, hey, I took the guys from the lockup to see your movie, and they really enjoyed it, and they have a message for you. And I was like, oh, okay, great. He said, the message is that they really like the movie, they think you got something really good going for yourself, and if you ever mess it up, they will whip your ass. which really kind of was good for me because it kept me out of jail.
Yeah. You're gonna, every time you go and get involved in something maybe that's going to lead that way, you stop and think again.
It was just, I could just go so far. I could never really get in serious trouble.
But let's talk about a totally different thing you did, which I was a fan of without knowing who was in it necessarily.
Yeah.
And I was delighted when I found it was you. Do you remember there was a show, it was only shown very briefly, called Pee-wee's Playhouse? Yeah. There you go. That's it. That's Pee-wee sitting on Cherry.
You guys know Pee-wee, right?
No.
You guys don't know Pee-wee's Playhouse?
I'll introduce you.
Oh, you got to hook them up.
It's a tremendous... it was a kids' TV show in America, but it was the craziest kids' TV show. I don't know how they got away with it. Because
I don't know how we got away with it either. You couldn't get away with it now.
And you played... There was a
I played a
guy
cowboy.
used to come in... Yeah,
Cowboy Curtis. I wore, like, you know, pink jeans and purple chaps, and
you had
I had a jerry curl,
an animated cartoon.
I had a magic lasso.
Yeah,
and I talked like this. Hey, Pee-wee, how you doing?
Yeah, and they're bringing it back. They're doing a one-off. You can't do it.
He is doing. Paul Rubens is bringing Pee-wee back alive on the stage in Los Angeles sometime late this year, like in the next couple of weeks.
So you can't be there.
I can't be there because of my commitment to CSI. But if he were to get another Pee-wee movie up, I would definitely suit up and, do the cowboy
I'd
thing.
love to see it. Hey, CSI, you've mentioned CSI, and it is exciting news. You've joined the CSI team properly now.
Yes.
You've taken over from Grissom. You're in the original, and I still think the best of the CSI
I think
series,
you're right.
The one in
Absolutely.
Vegas. You must have been a fan of the show before they came and
You know
asked
what? I had never seen the show before they made the offer to me, but when I watched the show, I watched Tarantino's episodes.
He did the one with the guy, I don't know if you saw that guy got buried alive.
Yes.
It's two-part, fantastic.
Yes, and I was really impressed, and I just thought, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
Are you at all squeamish, though? Because if someone's
I am
squeamish...
very squeamish. Blood and the sight of organs and horrible, I can't bear that.
So when they're doing scenes where you have all that going on, how do you get through that?
Like this.
Because it really is. It's
no, the team of people that put together the bodies, the cadavers, the organs, the blood, all that stuff, they're incredible. I once had to do a thing where I actually took the eyeballs out of a body, like out of a head, and I knew I was handling props. I knew I was handling plastic and rubber, but the moment I popped the thing out, I almost just, it's bad.
Now, we have to talk about The Matrix.
Okay.
What a great...
great movie.
When I first saw that first Matrix, I had not expected it because there was not that much buzz in advance.
Sure.
But suddenly, wow, it blew everyone away.
Right.
A peculiar project, a strange idea, very high concept idea. You must have had faith in it from the beginning, I guess.
I thought it was really original. I had never read anything quite like it. I knew it was brilliant. I mean, but I didn't know that it was going to catch on the way that it did because my experience with Apocalypse Now kind of conditioned me not to get my expectations up. Just because you're making something that's brilliant doesn't mean that the market's going to respond that way.
People aren't necessarily going to feel the same way about it. Do you do any martial arts? Is that genuine or is that all fake?
I did, but not any longer.
Now, why did you stop?
I'm old. It hurts.
You don't want to keep it up? You don't want to try even?
Hell no. It hurts, man, it hurts.
Well, what about if we made you a gift of the hula chair to take home with you? Would you like to take one of those to keep
I would like to take a hula chair
You like
home
the hula
with me,
chair?
but not so I can do martial arts.
Having someone sit on your lap while you're using it doesn't count.
For the hula chair.
I bet you do. It would be fun to try that, wouldn't it? Oh!
Yeah.
Welcome.
Working on my Elvis, man. My pelvis, man.
Will you stop doing that? Because when you're doing that, I have to look. Will you stop doing that? Because my eyes drawn down like a man.
You
Stop
like
it!
You know you like it.
You know you like it. You know you want it. What are we doing? What is this? I don't know. I don't know what's happening tonight. All right, well, it's been lovely having you here. I want to ask you something before you go because, well, I'm going to ask Peter Kay this as well. You're aware of the Top Gear. Jeremy Clarkson, who's out, I believe, having a fag at the moment, okay, which means something entirely different over here.
Yeah. It's not like having a barbecue.
No.
Right. Or a beer bust.